English Vibes Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mind Matters. Today's topic is something many of us struggle with: focus. We'll explore why it's so hard to concentrate sometimes and what we can do about it. Joining me is Dr. Emily Taylor, a psychologist specializing in cognitive behavior. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you, Alex. It's great to be here. Focus, or the lack thereof, is a common issue, especially in our fast-paced, tech-driven world.
Absolutely. So, Emily, why do you think people find it hard to focus these days?
One major reason is the overwhelming amount of information we're exposed to. Studies show that the average person consumes the equivalent of 34 gigabytes of information daily. That's a lot for our brains to handle.
Wow, that's incredible. No wonder we feel scattered. Let's dive into a real-life scenario. Imagine someone working on a big project, but keeps getting distracted by social media. What's going on there?
That's a great example. Social media platforms are designed to capture and hold our attention. Each notification triggers a dopamine release, creating a cycle of reward-seeking behavior. Over time, this makes it harder to focus on less stimulating tasks.
It's like our brains are constantly craving that next hit of dopamine. How can we break free from this cycle?
One effective strategy is the Pomodoro Technique. You work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. It helps train your brain to focus in manageable chunks, reducing the urge to check your phone constantly.
I've tried that. It's surprisingly effective. Let's switch gears a bit. What about people who struggle with focus due to anxiety or stress?
Great question. Anxiety can significantly impact focus. When we're anxious, our brain goes into a fight or flight mode, prioritizing perceived threats over concentration. This makes it hard to focus on anything else.
That makes sense. So how do we combat that?
Mindfulness and breathing exercises can be incredibly helpful. They help calm the nervous system, making it easier to focus. A simple breathing exercise is the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Repeat this a few times, and you'll feel more grounded.
I love that. Let's talk about another aspect: multitasking. People often pride themselves on being able to juggle multiple tasks. But is it really effective?
Not at all. Research shows that multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Our brains are not designed to switch rapidly between tasks. Instead, it's better to focus on one thing at a time.
So we're better off being monotaskers?
Exactly. Focusing on one task at a time improves both the quality of work and overall efficiency.
Let's bring in some personal stories. Emily, have you ever struggled with focus?
Definitely.
During my early years in practice,
I found it hard to concentrate with the constant influx of emails and notifications. I had to consciously set boundaries, like checking emails only at specific times of the day.
that's relatable. For me, working from home was a big challenge. It was easy to get distracted by household chores. I had to create a dedicated workspace to improve my focus.
That's a smart move. Creating a designated workspace can signal to your brain that it's time to focus, reducing distractions.
Before we wrap up, let's share some quick tips for improving focus.
Sure, here are 3 tips. 1. Limit distractions. Keep your phone in another room while working. 2. Stay hydrated. Dehydration can reduce cognitive performance. 3. Set clear goals. Knowing exactly what you want to achieve helps keeping your mind on track.
Emily, let's dive deeper into why some people seem naturally better at focusing. Is it purely genetics or are there other factors?
Great question, Alex. While genetics play a role, environmental factors like sleep, diet, and exercise significantly impact focus. For example, consistent sleep deprivation can impair attention and memory.
Speaking of sleep, I read that even one night of poor sleep can affect your cognitive functions. Is that true?
Absolutely. Sleep is crucial for cognitive processing. When you're sleep deprived, your brain struggles to maintain focus and attention, leading to reduced productivity and increased mistakes.
Alex, Emily, what's a common myth about focus that you'd like to debunk?
Dr. Emily, many believe that listening to music always helps with focus. While it works for some, others might find it distracting. It's about finding what works for you.
Alex, so classical music isn't a universal cure for distraction?
For some, silence or ambient sounds are more effective.
Let's talk about diet. How does what we eat affect our ability to concentrate?
Diet is fundamental. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like fish, and antioxidants, like berries, can enhance brain function. Conversely, a diet high in sugar and processed foods can lead to energy crashes and reduced focus.
Alex, I struggle with staying focused after lunch. Any tips?
Dr. Emily, that's common due to the post-lunch dip. Try lighter meals and a quick walk to re-energize.
Alex, are mindfulness apps really helpful for focus?
Dr. Emily, yes, even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Consistency is key.
Alex, how does diet impact our ability to focus?
Dr. Emily, a balanced diet with omega-3s and antioxidants boost brain function. Avoid too much sugar to prevent energy crashes.
Alex, multitasking feels productive, but is it?
Dr. Emily, not really.
It reduces efficiency. Focusing on one task at a time yields better results. Alex, any advice for handling constant work interruptions?
Dr. Emily, set boundaries and use tools like Do Not Disturb to minimize distractions during deep work periods.
Those are fantastic tips. Thank you, Emily, for sharing your insights. I'm sure our listeners have found this conversation incredibly helpful.
Thank you, Alex. It's been a pleasure discussing this important topic.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to Mind Matters. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. Stay focused, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.